So hello everyone, this is my neighbor's grass trimmer, and he brought it to me and asked me if I could take a look at it because it won't start, but until now he used it regularly. So let's try to fix it. It is Strauss brand from Austria. Let's see model number. There you can see model number. And first of all, excuse me for the background noise. Neighbors are currently trimming grass. So upon visual inspection, what I can saw is I checked the wires and they are all connected, because that can be important. But this is my main concern, because I had this situation on mine grass trimmer before, and it is all this grease. And what that means is that the fuel mixture was too rich in my opinion, and the problem I had before was that the spark arrestor in the exhaust was clogged, and on that trimmer I tried everything, even cleaning carburetor, new spark plug, new gas, everything, but nothing worked. And then I cleaned the spark arrestor and everything was fine. It fired on the first pull. So first of all, let's check the spark plug, but I think that this will be the solution, I hope. So let's try. As you can see, the spark plug looks brand new. I don't know if my neighbor placed the new one. Let's try to see if we got spark, if we can find something. Maybe here. The switch is on 1. It's kind of difficult to see. But I think I saw a spark. Yes, I see a spark, but it seems to be kind of weak. That gap might be too big. But let's assume that the spark plug is okay. I saw a spark, just a tiny one, but also it is daylight, so it's kind of difficult to see. So let me try to start it. Let's see what happens. So it is on. The switch is on 1. Let's prime it. Here it is primed, also leaking gas. Let's try. As you can see, it won't run. Nothing. So let's see that spark arrestor that I was talking about. There are I think only 2 bolts. This one wasn't even tight. As you can see by the bolt, it's full of grease or oil. The second one is behind here. This one is also loose. There you go. That's the exhaust. I can see one bolt here and these 2 bolts to take the exhaust off. This one is tight, as it should be. This one is loose. Let's try this one. Also loose. Look at all that oil. Well, the exhaust, I don't know if you can see. It won't focus, but it's not. There you can see a little bit. It's not oily inside at all. It looks good to me. And on this model there is no spark arrestor, but there is a lot of oil down there. I don't know from where it came. Let's try to tighten this. These are all loose. Maybe the housing is loose or something, and that's why it won't start. I don't see a problem here. And I will tighten it this time. Let's see what it looks like under this cover. So this lever that says on and off is just for the choke, but it's kind of weird. Or maybe it's not the choke, maybe it's like a manual shutdown, but it has a hole in the middle right here, so I would assume that it's a choke. But let's try to start the engine by partially closing it or fully closing it, and then we'll see what happens. Maybe it's a dirt in the carb or something. I'm priming it. Let's see. It is now fully closed. Now it's like 25% open. Now it's halfway open. Now it's fully open. It kind of seems like it doesn't have spark. I will try to find another spark plug, and then we can try again. It seems like it doesn't have spark, so I'll be back in a second. So this is the spark plug that was inside the trimmer, and as I told, it looks brand new, but just in case I found these used ones, and let's try one of those. Maybe this one, although it is dirty, it might be good. So let's try. Let's first see if we can see a spark on this one. This spark plug is arcing around the core here, so I don't think it is. Maybe it's dirty. This is brake cleaner. I just cleaned it with brake cleaner. Maybe it was just dirty. Let's try now. Now that spark plug is bad. I have the exact same one that was in there, just old and used. Let's shoot some brake cleaner. On this one I see better sparks than on the original one. Let's try to fire it with this one. There it goes, something. Partial choke. So there it goes. It was a bad spark plug, although it looks brand new. Now what I'm going to do is I will try to close this gap, maybe in half, and then we can test this one. I think that carb mixture is good. As you can see, it's not black, maybe a bit on the white side, but I think that's good. Now to close the gap on this spark plug, I guess you know by now how this works. This is my professional spark plug gapping tool. Maybe a bit too much. Let's try to open it a bit. There. Let's try like that and see what happens. So the main switch is on 1. Choke is fully open. Let's see. As you can see, I think that spark plug modification was key. I was trying to play with idle screw, but I forgot that I didn't put back the filter, and that may be why the idle was so high. Let's try now, this time without the choke. I raised the idle As you can see, I think that it has a bad air leak somewhere. It's running. Maybe it was the problem in the spark plug, but the idle screw is all the way off. It's like it's not even, I don't know, it's like 2 millimeters left, millimeter and a half, and the idle was still too high. So let's open this side again and let's see if we can find some loose bolts or something, because on the exhaust side all was loose. It's not loose, but it's not tight. Maybe the intake manifold right here, maybe there is some kind of leak. I see some kind right there. That's wet. Maybe there is a fuel leak. Let's see. I have to be careful not to tear the gasket. As you can see, it's not in the best shape. Let's try to tighten these. Oh, these are loose all the way. This one also. It's not tight at all, like it's not even finger tight. And it feels kind of funny tightening it, like it's plastic manifold, but like you're tightening in the plastic. Now let's try to I don't know where these bolts are going. Is it in the plastic, or is there a metal insert or something? I don't know. It all feels kind of weak when you tighten it, but maybe that's the way it should be. Let's install the filter and the housing. And let's try now. Let's try without the choke. So I would call that a success. Beside the spark plug, I guess the main issue was that the intake manifold right here inside was completely loose, and now once I tightened all that up, it, as you could hear, it takes the idle screw like it should. It returns the idle like it should, in my opinion, and the air fuel mixture, which I suppose it's this screw, it regulates it like it should also, in my opinion. I held the throttle and adjusted that screw, and you could hear by the sound of the engine that it sounds kind of happy. I found a happy spot for it, not too low speed, not too high. It just feels like it wants to be there. So let's try to start it again while it's hot. Choke is all off. Let's see. I would say that I think that the problem is fixed, so only thing left to do is to return the trimmer to my neighbor and charge the fix by drinking a beer. So cheers and bye.